Hello, thank you for having me today. I would like to. My name is Marina Gama. I'm from College of Business here in UIUC, and I'm visiting scholar. And my project is about the pyramidal structure of business groups. Okay, so at first I will take you. I will talk about my project. Then I will filling you with some background, and to finish I will take you through the main contributions of the project. Okay, so what exactly is the business group? Um, the business group is the most representative kind of structure, firm structure. In Chile, the business group represent 20%. In Indonesia, uh, 67% of the firms belongs to business groups. Actually, in Latin America, 14% of the GDP of the Latin America are from business groups, and 25% of GDP of Asia are from business group as well. Okay, uh, actually, business group are present in Italy, Germany, France, Sweden. So not only in developing countries, but most part of them are in developing countries and emerging markets. Okay, so uh, what is exactly what exactly I'd like to bring to you today? I'd like to propose and show you how the pyramidal structure of the business groups assist in the group performance and in the expropriation of minority shareholder. Okay, and to avoid the expropriation of minority shareholder. So at first, I will explain you about these main variables of my study: the business group, pyramidal structure, and then the entrenchment problem. After that, I will take you to my main contributions, methodology, and I will conclude. Okay? So let's start. What exactly is the business group? So business group are defined as a set of affiliated firms legally independent each other, but they are bounded together for a holding. This holding usually belongs to a family or a government, and these affiliated firms not always are in the same sector of the same industry. Sometimes they are not. They are diversified and not correlated each other. Okay. So some examples of business group. In Japan, they are called Keiretsu, and some examples are Toyota and Mitsui. In South Korea, they are called Chibos, and some examples are Samsung and Hyundai. In China, they are called Kijijuan, and most part of firms in China are business groups. Okay, belongs to a business group. And in Latin America, they are called grupos económicos, and some examples are Embraer, Vale, Petrobras. Okay, so this is an example, a simple one about pyramidal structure. So we have a holding, as I said, and we have the affiliated firms bounded together below this holding, and as I said, they are all of them independent. Okay, why this pyramidal structure exists? Because they are used to mitigate opportunistic problem between, let me put again, holding and these affiliated firms. So when the family works in a pyramidal structure, they can have more guarantees that the affiliated firms will not act as in a opportunistic way. Okay, sorry. Okay, and so To create this pyramidal structure, it's necessary to divide between cash flow rights and voting rights. So it's one more thing that protects the family against this opportunistic problem. Okay, so the family controls all firms, but not necessarily put money on these firms. So the the pyramidal structure are a corporate governance mechanism. Okay, this structure is actually used to change money and to have access to better taxes in the market, okay, and financial taxes, and to change financial to make some changes financially speaking inside the group. And it's this group, these structures are so huge that they have a lot of power to influence the politicians and in new rules, etc. Okay, but we have a problem at the same time. If in one hand we have a mechanism of corporate governance that uh, allows the family or the owner controls of all these firms. In the other hand, if this owner have a much power, a lot of power, they, this owner can use this power to harmful the whole groups, the whole firms of the groups, the whole affiliated. Okay, so when this power occurs, when the shareholder, the owner, have more than 16% of difference between control than investment of money, uh, uh, than propriety of the business group. And what is the consequence of this power? Might be harmful for the profitability of the business group because the holding can take all money of these affiliated firms in her own benefits, and more these shareholders have more power in political system because if he controls a lot of firms, he has a lot of power to influence more and more the politicians, and as well as is harmful for the minority shareholder. Why? Because the minority shareholder put money on these affiliated firms that is below the holding. And if the owner wants to take this money and don't give nothing for the minority shareholder, he will do that. So will occur more expropriation of minority shareholder. Okay. So what do we know till now about the pyramidal structure and about these three variables? Let's remember: business group, the pyramidal structure of the business group is a corporate mechanism, and the shareholder, the entrenchment shareholder, the power of the shareholder. At first, we know that shareholder entrenchment negatively affect the performance of business group. We have already studies that show that, okay? And we know as well that depending the position of the firms inside the group, these positions will affect the performance. One, since the shareholder, that the minority shareholder, of course, the majority shareholder, of course, will choose where these firms will stay inside the group. So he has the power. He has the power. So this can affect the performance. And what exactly the contribution of this study? I'm proposing that the pyramidal structure as a whole, like how large the structure or depth the structure or how many levels there's the structure, these will affect the entrenchment of shareholder, and this will affect the performance. Why this will affect the entrenchment? Because as much deeper is the structure, more necessity the shareholder will have to control the groups and have more entrenchment. Because these firms that are in the bottom of the group, this shareholder will have few access of that. So it's better to control everything and then guarantee some benefits and the performance of his own family. So he will be more entrenched, and this will lead to a better, worse performance of the group. And maybe if the group is too large, the firms and not so that the firms will stay near the holding. So the holding the shareholder will have has less necessity to control everything because he will be near the other firms, the affiliated firms, and then maybe he will be less entrenched, and this will affect positively the performance. Okay, so with that, what we want to to get, yeah, as a response of the study, we want to assist the business group performance, mitigating the shareholder entrenchment, and as well as support the reduction of minority shareholder expropriation, because this is a big problem in in the business. Okay, so what is happening now? I'm collecting data from 2000 to 2012, okay, and I'm doing this now in the United States. I will measure with this data the whole structure of the business group. So with it, that levels, number of different sectors, centrality. I will use a panel data regression. I try to find some instrumental variable to avoid and control the endogeneity problem. And with that, I intend to, at the end of this year, have this study and finds that the structure of pyramidal business group can affect the performance mediated by shareholder entrenchment. Okay, so that's it. This is my study. I would like to thank you very much, and if you have any questions, please, I'm here to answer you. Thank you.